Last class, we discussed some examples to calculate the electrostatic force between the static charges. In this class, we will discuss few more numericals on the basis of that. So let us take this question. A charge Q is to be divided into two such parts so that force between them when placed at some separation is maximum. Find their values. Just think a while. Now a charge Q is divided into two parts. So let us take in the two parts are Q1 and this one is Q2. According to law of conservation of charge, if Q1 is equal to small q, then Q2 equals to capital Q minus small q. If we place at certain separation, that's Q1 here and the Q2 here, both are certain separation R. Now assume that these are in air or vacuum. Now the force equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Now Q1 equal to Q, Q2 equal to capital Q minus small q. Now this relation becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into small q into capital Q minus small q by R square. This is the force between these two charges. But what is the condition here? The force becomes maximum and how these charges are splitting. So once understand the question here, this force varies with the values of the charges. Now we move to the basic calculus. The function y is equals to f of x and the dy by dx equals to 0 and the d square y by dx square is less than 0. At that x value, y becomes maxima. This is the condition for the maxima condition. For the case of minima, dy by dx equal to 0, d square by dx square is greater than 0. So here we are not discussing this, we move to the maxima. So what is the thing? Force becomes maxima. Now this is a force is a function of q. Force is a function of q. Here the force equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q minus small q into small q by R square. Now force becomes maxima. That means as per the conditions, the df by dq equals to 0. So df by dq equal to 0, 1 by 4 pi epsilon is constant by R square also. Now I am taking here d by dq of capital Q into small q equals to 0. Now this is d by dq of so d by dq, here we are taking this d by dq of q into q minus q square equals to 0. Now this should be equals to capital Q minus 2q equals to 0. Now the q is equals to 2q and the small q is equals to capital Q by 2. So from this relation, just look at, you have a q value is equal to q by 2, capital Q by 2. So for to check it whether it is maxima or minima for this, because dy by dx equal to 0 either for maxima as well as for the minimum also. Now we have to check which gives the maximum or minimum. Now you got it, d by dq minus q square equals to capital Q minus 2q. Again go to the another derivative, the d square q by dq square minus q square, that equals to d by dq of q minus 2q. Q is constant 0, that is a minus 2. Minus 2 in the sense less than 0. So here this d square f by this is nothing but d square f by dq square. Here f is a function of q. Here f is a function of q. df by dq equal to 0, as d square f by dq square is less than 0, you got it. So the q equal to q by 2. That means this given f has only the maximum at q is equals to capital Q by 2. So we got it. The final result is q1 is equals to q by 2, then q2 is equals to q by 2. So that means the given charges splits equally. The given charges splits equally, then it gives the force between them for any separation, but certain separation, it becomes maxima. This is the general approach. We can solve this numerical in a simple conceptual way. Look at here, in a simple conceptual way. Actually, you are very clear. The force is directly proportional to product of the two charges according to Coulomb's inverse square law. Here, the Q is splits into two parts. For example, let us take in that Q is equals to 12 microcoulombs. For example, 12. It splits into two. Splits into two means how it is splitting? 1 no 11. Law of conservation of charge. 2 9. 3 8. 4 7. 5 6. Sorry, 4 2 10. 2 10. 3 9. 4 8. 5 7. 6 6. So these are two parts, Q1 and Q2. Now the force is directly proportional to product of the two charges. This is method 2. I am going to how to approach this type of numericals. Then product, this is product is 11. This product is 20. This product is 27. This product is 32. This product is 35. This product is 36. Once you observe this, the total charge is splits equally, then only the product becomes maxima. That indicates that so given charge should be splits into equal, then q1 equal to q by 2 and the q2 equals to q by 2, then the product is maxima, then the force becomes maxima. This is a general conceptual understanding. The force is directly proportional to product of the both the magnitude charges. So if you understand clearly, then you can easily solve this numerical by taking the general approach. Now I move to that another important concept here. So what will happen if the space between the two charges is filled with other than air? How much force between two static charges? Two static charges if region between two charges filled with any medium other than air. So this is our aim. If it is filled with air, now let us take the two charges Q1 and Q2, which are separated by a distance R. If it is filled with air, now the force equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. If the two static charges if it is filled with a medium of permittivity epsilon, now the distance is same here, now the R, now the force becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. So now what you have to do, we want to know the important relation between the permittivity of air to permittivity of the medium. This is the epsilon naught is permittivity of the medium or free space. This is equation 1 here in air. In medium, this is the equation 2 force. So once observe this is the same charges are placed in air, the same charges are placed in medium. The distance between them is R here. This also distance between them is R. That means two same charges are placed at the same separation, but in two different mediums. In one is a medium air of permittivity of free space is epsilon naught. Now the two static charges which are separated by a certain distance are in air in one case, in a medium in another case, the forces are given here. Now I move to the 2 by 1. Now this is F by F naught. Once look at here, 1 by 4 pi is common in the both the cases, and Q1 by Q2, Q1 Q2 by R square also same here. Now this is inversely proportional to epsilon. Now this is 1 by epsilon by 1 by epsilon naught. That is nothing but epsilon naught by epsilon. So what is this results? F naught by F equals to F by F naught equal to epsilon naught by E. F by F naught by F is equals to epsilon by epsilon naught. So what is this is? This is ratio between permittivity of the medium to permittivity of free space. What about this gives us? This is the ratio of force between two static charges in air and force between the same charges at same separation. Separation is same in the both the cases. At same separation in medium. So this is a force in air by force in medium with the same separation with the same charges. This is permittivity in the of the medium by permittivity of the free space. This results an important term that is E suffix R. Sometimes this is also called as a K. Now this is relative permittivity or dielectric constant. So very, very important point. How it is defined as? If you define in terms of permittivity, in terms of permittivity, this is the ratio between permittivity of medium to permittivity of the free space. In terms of forces, this is the ratio of force between two static charges in air and the force between the same charges at same separation in medium. It gives us relative permittivity or dielectric constant of that medium. So we got it. The ratio between permittivity of the medium to permittivity of the free space. Otherwise, force between the two static charges in air to force between the same charges with the same separation in medium gives us relative permittivity or dielectric constant of the medium. So from this, what to give a conclusion here, epsilon equals to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Otherwise, you have to write the force in a medium is equals to force in air by epsilon r. So from this, we can write force between the two static charges in a medium is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into epsilon r q1 q2 by r square. So very, very important, this epsilon r equals to 1 for air or k equal to 1 for air, epsilon r equals to infinite for conductors. So very, very important point. That means if two static charges, the two static charges q1 and q2, in between this is some conductor, some metal is there, medium is metal is there in between those two, metal is there. That means epsilon r equal to infinite, then the force between the two charges will be equals to 0. Force between the two charges equals to 0. Now I move to that. So one more important model of this question, I mean application of this question is, just look at the question. Two static charges are placed in air at separation r naught. For what separation between these two charges in a medium of dielectric constant K to experiences same force as in air? Just look at here. Two charges, for example, let us take the charges q1 and q2. In air, there is a separation is r naught. Now the force equals to 1 by this f naught I took here, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 q2 by r naught square. Now as per the question, let us take the two charges. If these two charges placed in a medium of dielectric constant K let us take the separation is R. So now this force equals to, force between those two charges, let us take the F is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K. That's nothing but epsilon R. Q1 Q2 by R square. What the question? We want to find the R to make it both the forces are equal. Look at the question. For what separation between these two charges in a medium of dielectric constant K to experience same force as in air? Now F naught equals to F. Actually, just look at the question. R naught is a known and K is a known. Remaining all are unknown things. Now F naught equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R naught square equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K Q1 Q2 by R square. Now Q1 Q2 cancel. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is cancelled. So now we had K into R naught square, R naught square equals to K into R square. We want to find the R. Then R equals to R naught by root K. This is important concept here. In air, with a separation R naught, how much force between those two charges? In medium, if the distance R is equal to R naught by root K, it experiences same force. Suppose, just I'm going that here in pictorially, this is a Q1 and Q2. In air, the distance is R naught. If this is a Q1 and Q2, in a medium of the distance is R naught by root K. Now here the force F1, let us take in, here the force F2, both the forces are equal. Now I move to that converse for this. Here what we take in, if then in air the distance is R naught, in medium R naught by root K. Now my question is, if in medium it experiences at separation R, in air how much distance is required? That just simply go to the converse of the question. In a medium of dielectric constant K, it experiences F1. If the same charges in medium, in air, then what is the distance here to experience is the same force? So for this, let us take in this is a x or something. What is the distance here? Distance x is something. What is the key concept here? In the both the cases, the charges experiences force on each other by equal. That means in air, how much distance you should place? This is Q1. In air, how much distance you should place two charges? If this experiences in a medium, it is separation R. Again, we are doing the same thing. Forces are equal. So now 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K into Q1 Q2 by R square equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by X square. Now we are cancel that, we are squaring square root on both the sides. Now we get X equals to R into root K. So what did this indicate? That if two charges. Now I'm writing the very, very important concept from these two examples. What are the two important concepts here? If Q1, Q2 or any two are charges, in air R0 distance and in a medium R0 by root K distance, experiences same force. Here the K is the dielectric constant of the medium. What is the converse for this? Now Q1, Q2, two charges in medium at R separation, in air R into root K separation. Experiences same force. Again the K is equals to dielectric constant. So now we move to that two numericals, an application of this way. So look at this question. Two charges, 2 microcoulomb and 4 microcoulomb, are separated by a distance of 6 centimeters. In that, half portion is filled with air and the remaining half portion is filled with a medium having a dielectric constant 4. Now the question is, find the force between the two charges. So very simple. In the medium of 3 centimeter, experiences how much force? Now what we discussed earlier concepts, in medium R distance, in the air R into root K distance, in the medium of dielectric constant K, and in air R into root K. In both the cases, the same charges experiences same force, even in the medium at R distance, even in the air at R into root K distance. Exactly is the concept here. Now how this scenario changes now? Now this is Q1 equals to 2 microcoulombs. Now up to 3 centimeter air is present. The coming next 3 centimeters, medium of dielectric constant 4 is present. Now this is a Q2 equals to 4 microcoulombs. Now if you replace the medium with air, so now this is a 3 centimeter, this is in purely air now. In a medium 3 centimeter distance, if it is replaced with air, that's R into root K means 3 centimeter into root 4. Now this is the distance. If it is now this one also filled with the air only, we replace the things, replace the medium here. Now this is a Q1 is 2 microcoulomb, Q2 is 4 microcoulomb. Now the distance becomes root 4 is 2, 2 3 is 6. Now finally what this given scenario becomes, and the Q1 and Q2 are the two charges, one is 2 microcoulomb and the one is a 4 microcoulomb, which are separated by a distance of 9 centimeter. So why? Because 3 into root 4 is 2, 3 is 6 plus 3, 9. That is completely filled with air. So now I'm completely filled with air. Now the force equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R dash square. Now this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9. Q1 Q2 is 2 microcoulomb means 10 power minus 6. Qt is 4 microcoulomb means 10 power minus 6. R dash means 9 centimeter. That's 9 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. All are in SI units. Now this becomes 9 into 10 power 9 into 8, 10 power minus 12 by 81 into 10 power minus 4. So 9 1 9 9 81. That is 8 by 9 into 10 power plus 1. That is 80 by 9. So approximately 9 newtons. So 9 9 81. Now approximately 9 newtons. So this is the answer, while some portion is filled with another medium other than the air. Very simple logic is we have to convert the distances in medium to air by taking the same forces in this. This is a very, very important concept. Now you can solve this numerical if you replace the air also. I'm going to that method also. Look at it. I'm going to the method 2. Now this is a charge Q1. This is a 2 microcoulomb. Now this is a charge Q2, 4 microcoulombs. Now this is the middle I took here. This is the air is here. Air is 3 centimeter. Now this is a 3 centimeter in a medium of K equals to 4. So if you replace the air, in air R naught distance, in a medium R naught by root K distance. In earlier, in medium R distance in air R into root K. Now in air R naught distance in a medium R naught by root K. Now this becomes, this is a 2 microcoulomb. This is a 4 microcoulomb. Now the distance is 3 centimeter. Now this is a 3 by root K means 3 by root 4. Now this is the total distance. Now it is plus, it's completely filled with medium only. Completely medium. So 3 by 4 in the root 4 in the sense 2. 3 plus 3 by 2 means 9 by 2. So that is, now finally this results 2 microcoulombs. Now this is 4 microcoulombs. Now the distance is 9 by 2 centimeter. It's completely filled with medium of dielectric constant K. Now what is the force now? 1 by medium. Now the medium is there. That's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K Q1 Q2 by R dash square. Now 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught in the sense 9 into 10 power 9 and the K is 4. Q1 Q2 means 2 into 10 power minus 6 and 4 into 10 power minus 6. R dash is 9 by 2, no? 9 by 2 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. Now this 9 by 4 into 2 4 is 8. In denominator this is 81 by 4 into 10 power 1 because 9 10 power minus 6 minus 10 power minus 12. This minus 2 whole power 4 whole square, the whole minus 4 go to the numerator, plus that plus 4, 9 plus 4 13 minus 1. So again you got an answer 80 by 9 close to the 9 Newton. This is the answer You can go replace with the air or replace with medium, you will get a same answer. So now I want to ask a small question here on the basis of this way. Now let us take the two charges. This is a 2 coulombs. This is a 3 coulombs. In this filled with a separated by the two mediums, this is a width of 2 centimeter. This is width of 4 centimeter. This is a 2 coulomb and 3 coulombs. Now it is filled with the dielectric as 100. Now it is filled with the dielectric of 400. It's completely filled with medium, but the two are different mediums, not air. Now the question is, what is the force between these two charges? What is the force between these two charges? So in this question, the two charges which is separated by 6 centimeters, but some portion is filled with the medium of dielectric constant 100, another portion is filled with the dielectric constant of 400. Now what is the force between the two charges? Exactly this concept here. In medium, r distance, in air, r into root k distance have a same force in that. So now this medium is replaced with air, this medium is replaced with air. Now this scenario becomes, now this is 2 coulombs, that is 2 into root 100 plus, and this is a 4 centimeter in the medium of dielectric constant 400. Now this becomes 4 into root 400. Now this is the, now this separation becomes here. Now the distance between these two charges is, think a while, once think a while. So now this is completely filled with air. So 2 into root 100 means 10, no? 10 into 2, 20. This is 400 means, root 400 means 20. 20 into 4 is 800. So 80. So now what the final scenario becomes? 2 coulombs and 3 coulombs, which are separated by a distance of 100 centimeter. They all are in centimeter. Now it is filled with air. So now the force equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. 100 centimeter is nothing but 1 meter. Now 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9. In Q1 Q2 means 2 into 3 6. R is distance 1 square. So finally you get your answer is this is 1 square. Distance is 1 meter 1 square. Finally your answer is 5.4 into 10 power 10 newtons. So now this is a answer if it is replaced with the medium with the air. So these are the different concepts. Now if the region between the two charges is filled with different media, it's not completely, partially filled. Now we can solve these numericals. The medium is replaced with air or air is replaced with the medium. So in next class we will move to that, some more applications, and also vector form, and also principle of superposition. Means in a system the more number of charges are present, how can you calculate the force on one charge due to the remaining charges? That is called as principle of superposition. And vector laws of Coulomb's inverse square law, vector form. In Coulomb's inverse square law, how can you solve the numerical in a vector form? We will discuss these two concepts and applications on those two concepts in next class. Thank you.